Hello, my name is Dr. Otto D. I'm a psychologist, been hired by the FBI to aid in their investigation of the clown killers. I've been taking the opportunity to use the internet to read my journals in the hopes that it might help people in the community solve these crimes. Certainly we need all the help we can get. This is my second entry. The fact that we now know the identities of these two killers is a major step toward catching them, eventually, but I'm afraid it doesn't do much to help the victims held hostage. We know now much more than we did. We know their names, Norman and Cynthia Gates, their brother and sister. Their father was Leland Gates, a career clown who died tragically 18 years ago at a children's birthday party by choking on a balloon animal. We know their mother committed suicide out of grief. Norman and Cynthia were taken in by their parental uncle, whom they later killed by setting his bed on fire. Norman is 12 years older than Cynthia. His teen years were marred with violence and drug abuse. He was arrested once for setting a neighbor's dog on fire. Possibly now he earns money as a clown or some profession that requires a costume or disguise. Possibly at a carnival, theme park, theater, or other environment he considers safe. Possibly he supplements his income dealing drugs. Cynthia, or Asphyxia, as she now calls herself, was only 4 years old when her father died. She had just finished 6th grade before the death of her uncle, and the two siblings went into hiding. Obviously, Norman has manipulated her worldview and development, twisting her grief and anger to his own ends. I would suggest even deeper abuse. She's as much a victim of Norman as the hostages they've killed. Where did Norman and Cynthia go after murdering their uncle? How have they lived the past 12 years? Obviously, they created new identities for themselves. They believed themselves to be at war with the world. I believe they spent the last few years planning and preparing for their current crimes. We know now why they chose their victims. The hostages are the adults who were once the kids present at the party where their father choked to death. They blame those children, now grown up, and want revenge. There were originally 12 kids present at the party. Over the last 6 years, 8 of them have died under mysterious circumstances or been murdered, obviously by Norman and Cynthia. Now the last 4 survivors are being killed one by one in this twisted game of theirs. It's obvious the killers want revenge for their father's death. But why this game? Is it merely to draw attention to their father's memory? Justify the murders? Or is there more to this that we don't know? I believe there is. The killers have planned this game for years. I believe their current victims are nothing more than a means to an end. I suggest focusing the investigation on finding Norman. He will be living close to where he works. He may pretend to be a single parent, and Cynthia his daughter, possibly his wife. He will have a part-time or seasonal job that allows him the time to hunt and kill his victims. He probably wears a costume or disguise as part of his job, or works in an environment that allows him to hide his appearance. He won't be working around children. His hatred of children won't allow him to do that. Every child he sees would remind him of his father's death and the mocking laughter of the children at the party. He wants to inflict fear and pain on his victims, punish the little brats who stood by and did nothing while his dad choked to death. He definitely wouldn't work around kids unless his job involved giving them nightmares. Maybe a career in dentistry. I'll update my video blog next week. I'll try to have more by then. Let's try to catch these monsters before they kill again. Thank you. This is Dr. Otto D.